Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Craigie Brook Witchery. We are down in the Witch's Den today, and I was watching the Mad Witches channel, Giselle, and she was talking a little bit more about a deck that I did review, in the last month or so, I guess. And it is a fabulous little deck, and it is wonderful to be able to heal our own bodies with a little bit of knowledge and basic tools. Now, that deck, one of the drawbacks is, yes, as Giselle mentioned, that in the back, the type is rather small. But inside, you do get a lot of information for a tiny little book about some of the essential oils. You can see their tea tree and the little symbols it indicates. You can diffuse it, you can apply it, and it does say you can ingest it. But I was just going to say that my experience has been I would not be ingesting essential oils. Herbs, yes, naturally from my garden and my cooking and things like that. But I wouldn't be putting essential oils in me, in water, food, anything. And I wouldn't add it to cooking. So that's just something to be aware of. Everyone does their own research, and you want to stay safe. Now, as far as books are concerned and finding more information, this is one of the first books I ever owned. It's been with me a long time. And that's because inside you'll see it's got good pictures, great information, and offers the healing benefits. There are no recipes, I don't think, in this book. Maybe at the back, we'll check it. Let's just see. Yes, there are some herb punches that you can make and herbal teas. So wrong on that one. I just don't use it for that. I use it to find out more information about the different plants and herbs. So if I open this up, you'll see, whoopsie, how beautiful the information is inside. So you're getting a photograph, you're getting a drawing, you're getting its habitat, information about the history of it, and its uses and healing powers. And that's all through the book. So it's a great little book to have on hand. Yes, it's an oldie, but it's a goodie. Now, the other thing I was going to mention, sometimes you can find these little decks. Now this one, these people, I believe, distribute essential oils as well. And this is a fun little deck. It holds a lot of cards in there, and I'll show you those. It comes with this informative little booklet, and it talks to you about what aromatherapy is. But then inside, you're going to get some of these cards, and they actually have recipes. So this one here is for restful slumber and using these three together. And there's just so many. There's energy, mental clarity, rejuvenation. And then also there's a section of these cards if you're doing massage or sprays. And these actually are more like a recipe. It says how many drops. And these are fabulous. Face cleansers, masks, all kinds of things. But you just have to be careful with certain things around your eyes, because that can be a little bit hurtful if you get it in your eye. Now, it also comes with these cards with a beautiful drawing on the back and more of its qualities on the back. So it's going to give you ideas there. And I like that it says on the cards what other oils you can combine it with. So those are gorgeous little cards in a box with lots of recipe ideas and healing information. So if you don't have a lot of room for books and you do love your cards, these are pretty darn neat. Okay, so that's that one done. The other one I found on Amazon recently was this one, Medicinal Plants Knowledge Cards. Now, these things are going to give you a photograph of a drawing, and then on the back, the qualities and the healing powers that it holds. So there's no recipe there, but it does give you an idea of what, well, a hot tea and things like that. But there's no actual essential oil drop information for making your own blend. So that's that. Now, when I do my mixes, I use these little bottles. The blue is great for keeping your product and longevity, and it does come with a cap and a dropper, so it's easy to apply. And in this bottle, I would probably put, if I'm using 3 different oils, 5 drops each of those 3 initially to see how I do with it. And then I would fill it with oil up to the shoulder here. And I mix like this. And you're putting your thoughts, your essence, and everything into it as you're working. Now, I'm just going to pause for a second. I hope I've done this video a couple times, and I just wanted to say, this booklet here is flower essences, and that's another whole gamut. It's a great little book. There's a lot of psychology in it, and I just liked this part here. I wanted to read a little bit for you, just that section there. When you're preparing a flower essence, it's not a mechanical process. It's a magical one. The first thing to prepare is yourself. The energy with which you make flower essences or essential oil blends affects the quality of the finished product, as energy is constantly pouring out of your hands. So be fully in the moment and in a very positive manner state what you wish the oils to do. You might want to pause, take some deep breaths, and attune yourself with the essence that you are making. You may want to take this essential oil essence and help clear your energy field. So it's good to set that space and intention and make it a positive one. So that's the Essential Flower Essence book. Now, I'm going to tip this down and show you my go-to book because it's not pretty, but it holds a lot of information. Okay, as I said, this is not pretty, but it's my go-to book. And I've had various stickers on here for oil remedies that I wanted to use so I would have quick access, but they all fell off eventually, and they're tucked inside. But I really like the fact that when I took a course in the community, there was 5 or 6 classes, I believe, and exams at the end. So you really did do your studies. Now, in here, you're going to see some of the sheets that we were given. But the purpose of showing this is because when you work with essential oils, you want to be careful and you want to be applying the oils that are going to be helpful, not hindering to other people and yourself. So we had this little sheet that we would fill out if we were doing something for a client. And yes, it's a lot of information, but when someone comes and says, oh, I've got a shoulder ache, oh, okay, I'll make up a pain blend for you without knowing that, do they have high blood pressure? Are there certain skin issues? Are they super sensitive? Do they have liver disease, kidney disease, all kinds of things? So it is a type of therapy that is very healing, but you also want to know what ones to avoid with certain issues. So for instance, If someone has high blood pressure, then it suggests don't use clary or rosemary or cardamom or eucalyptus or thyme or camphor or even cypress, because that might affect their blood pressure levels. If you have low blood pressure, there's certain ones to avoid there. Not to use peppermint, eucalyptus, globe or rad, rosemary, mints near a baby that's 2 or under. There's certain ones here that are the citrus blends, and you don't want to put those on if you're going out in the sunshine, because it's going to probably burn your skin faster. There are substitutes, so if somebody can't use a certain oil, like I had some people come and said, don't put patchouli on me because I'll get a headache. Well, then you need to know some of the other replacements that you can use. But if you're just doing it for yourself, you know your body best, and you'll learn which ones are harmful to you. Not in a bad way, but for instance, if you have bladder and kidney issues, there's certain oils that, when you put them on your body, you're going to say, oh my God, I'm running to the washroom more than I should. That's an indication that that oil is either too strong or it's the wrong essential oil for you. So, really fun. I turn to this before I take any other medicines. Always consult your doctor, but you know what works best for your body. And this is a whole experience that is just wonderful and so healing to use essential oils. And you're going to come up with your own blends. I have some over here that is best for me: geranium, grapefruit, rosewood, to uplift. I'm always taking notes, and when we were in course, other people would mix certain blends, and then they would massage us, and you'd say, oh, that one felt really good, and then you'd go back to them and get what that blend was. Now, when it comes to mixing, I always say less is more. Now, they have here the actual 1%, 2%, 4%, and they always said it's safest to be within the 1%. So if you've got 1 tablespoon of a carrier oil, you might only add 3 drops. If you had 2 tablespoons, maybe 6. But again, you have to listen to your body and certain essential oils and how it feels to you. If you're going to mix like a basic kit, if you don't have any essential oils and you want to start slow, here's some of the ones that were suggested: lavender, tea tree, peppermint, and the list goes on, and it gives the healing ability of each of those. So it's nice to have a basic kit for the things that you might want to use for your own healing at home, even like eucalyptus, making an insect repellent, or are you using it to decongest? There's all kinds of things, and some of them are actually, even though they're sold in the store, not good for you, so be careful. Now, there's the benefits of using essential oils. There's lots of them. And you gain confidence as you go. And I put a little star on this page because this is quite neat to see. Each oil has its own properties. They enter and leave the body with great efficiency. And I have found within 10 to 20 minutes of using an oil, I notice benefits. 1 teaspoon of powdered herb equals 1 drop of essential oil. Oils are absorbed 200 times faster than water. So that's pretty darn quick. Now, if I skip past this one and go to this one, when we took the course, alphabetically came these pages with all the oils, the benefits, and mental and emotional, spiritual stuff. Everything was included. And then this is a basic that you would add into. But if I know I'm looking for a painkiller, black pepper is it for me. And I have a blend for that I normally would go to. But if you use too much, it might irritate the skin. So that's kind of nice that she provided all of that. She also went into, if you've got a disability or something that you're working on, she did list all of the oils. Now this could be where you separate it into your base oil and you do the 1, 2, 3, the high, the mid. But I always look at it as just looking at it as a whole. These are the ones that I can use, and then picking 3. I always tried to stick to just 3. So for instance, for diabetes there, you can see on the bottom all the oils that could be used to relieve some of the issues. I don't have diabetes, so I don't know all the issues. Now, one thing I did notice in here, I'm having issues with lymph congestion, so there's a recipe there. And I love marjoram in my spices, so I sometimes substitute one of those for some marjoram, and that works for me. So that's my little booklet. But also I was going to say, if you go online and you find a aromatherapy oil supplier in your area, often there are pages that you can print off. So you can print off all the cautions they want you to know, and you can print off all the oils that they carry and the benefits of each. So that's my go-to booklet. One day maybe it will be a little bit snazzier, but for now that's it. Another thing I found when I was working was an aromatherapy wheel. Now, that's the company that distributes it. But what it is you do get this wheel, and whatever you're working on, if you had sciatica problems, it's telling you there, use a carrier oil, use massage, and these are some of the oils that you could put into your blend for relief. And this just spins around. If you've got a sore throat, there's some more information there, maybe in a diffuser, or rubbing it on the exterior of the throat. And there's 3 charts in here, which is pretty darn nice for a quick, handy set of information. Now this one was the expanded version of all the things I needed to be careful with. If I was working with someone who was diabetic, well then don't use this essential oil Angelica. And all kinds of things to be aware of. It was a little nerve-wracking at the first when I was doing massage for people, because you don't want to hurt them. But you have to realize when you're putting it on another person, you're also absorbing it. It's like giving Reiki. As you're giving Reiki, you're also receiving it. Now this is from that other company, Voyager, and just blends that I thought I might want to use for massaging myself or others. Didn't have the actual recipe, but it gave me enough information on the site that I could mix my own blends. So that was kind of neat. There's always the Aromatherapy Bible, and it does have recipes in it. So you're going to get information again about each. There's probably some food in here. It's not one that I've gone to much, but it does give some information. Okay, another one that I really liked was Aromatherapy for Healing the Spirit with essential oils. And I liked this one because it gets you into not only the plants and the essential oils derived from them, but when you do your mixes, there's all kinds, that's not one right there, but there are gods and deities that you can bring to it, which is really kind of neat. And it goes all the way through with that. And there's even some for astrology, I believe, in here. If I go back here, let's just see. Yeah, this one here this is not the astrology, but for concentration and memory. So you're getting all the information, you're getting a drawing, and I highlighted there some of the other oils that could be combined to make a really nice blend to improve your concentration and memory. So that's nice. I really like that. So you can see with that one, if you're worrying and overthinking, benzoin and vetiver. Now, vetiver doesn't smell so great, but benzoin does. So I'd be a little higher on the drops for the benzoin. But vetiver does relax. Sandalwood does relax, and frankincense and myrrh oils together with sandalwood brings tranquility. So that is a nice little book. And I did find this one too, the Home Apothecary, because it's nice to have blends made up. At the last house, I had a cabinet, and in that cabinet, I had ready-made blends, and that really made it nice for whatever your discomfort, just to open up the cabinet and have it. So you're getting information here on your plants, but you're also getting, if you want to make a sleep pillow, you're getting a recipe and how to make the pillow. That was neat. It talks about using burners, and as long as the water or the carrier is not too hot, then I don't see why you can't put your essential oils over a flame, just not too hot. And here are some more recipes, making poultices. Not something I have done, but there's a whole section here on remedies, salves, and lotions. So that's in that book. Then, if you are a gardener, you might like the Hedgerow Handbook with recipes and remedies and rituals. So in here, for instance, it talks about in the UK that blackberries are easily found. So it's giving you all the information about blackberries, things you can do with them in cooking, but as well, medicinal uses. So if you do have a sore throat, it can be made into an infusion. And I thought that was hilarious. It was considered very bad luck to eat or collect blackberries after the 10th of October because the devil apparently spat on the bushes. Not nice. And for instance here is dandelion. So you get a beautiful drawing. You're getting the information again, but you're also getting the medicinal uses. So if you like to forage in your garden, or you have a great fresh herb shop near you, this is a really nice book, and it's fun to read. And the last one is the Wild Remedies, how to forage. Now you really got to be careful and know what you're doing, but I forage in my garden, so I usually have plant tags. This is a beautiful book. So right there you can see how to make a violet vinegar. It is really nice, and if you want to make some cough medicine, how to do it. So I hope that gives you some information, some confidence. It is really fun, but it is exceptionally good at healing. So I'm going to leave it there. And there was just one other thing I was going to put out there. If you do have essential oils, I did find one of my recipes here, because I've heard some people lately saying their arthritis is bothering them. Now, this is not very pretty written, but there's an arthritis blend that I like, and it's 5 drops of black pepper, which will increase the circulation, 5 drops of eucalyptus, or if you don't have that, you can use rosemary or frankincense, and that's to remove excess fluid and energize, and juniper, that removes toxins. But if you don't have juniper, you can use chamomile, peppermint, or lavender. And so those 15 drops would go in a bottle like this, and it would be filled up with your choice of carrier oil. And let it sit for a day or two, put your energy into it, and then really enjoy the aroma when you put it together and put it on your body and begin to heal and take away all that pain. So have a fabulous day, everyone. Enjoy your oils, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comment section. Bye-bye.